man, these titles are just crazy. What kind of title is this? The ugliest player in NFL history. Who judged this? Who made this judgment? Was this some kind of a handsomeness pageant that happened in the NFL? I don't understand. Who sat down? Anyway, maybe this is just this guy's opinion that this guy is ugly. Right? I don't know this guy's name. Maybe his name will be mentioned in this video. But ugliest player in NFL history. Like, I mean, even down to the 1920s, 1910. I mean, wow. He must really be down bad. He must really... This title is crazy. Let's get right into it.
If you have seen my previous videos, I have shown you what toughness, scary, and pure intimidation look like. If you combine all those things into a man's face, it would look like this.
Whoa!
This man is Jack Lambert, the centerpiece of the Steel Curtain through the
Jack
70s
Lambert.
and early 80s.
He looks like a vampire.
First of all, I just love the old NFL Films presentation of Jack Lambert.
Legend has it, he ate glass and pounded his head against lockers before waging war. He announced on a Monday night game that he hailed from Buzzard's Breath, Wyoming. He decreed that all quarterbacks should wear dresses.
At first, I thought they were making this stuff up.
Do you think there should be any rules changes?
Wait. What the hell? All quarterbacks should wear dresses. I get where he's coming from, though. Just let me explain. At least from what I've seen so far, it seems quarterbacks are seen as the softest guys on the NFL field. Though they may be the smartest, they may be the best player in terms of skill, but in terms of strength, toughness, and all that, they are regarded as like the softest guys. I mean, even going through the quarterbacks that I know in terms of legendary quarterbacks, all of them look like me, you know, pretty boys. You know, I'm not calling myself a pretty boy. I'm just saying they look like me, soft looking. You have this Russell Wilson. You have Patrick Mahomes. You have Tom Brady. Tom Brady is like 6'4", 6'5", so that helps. But he still looks a bit not that tough looking. It's not a bad thing. I mean, look at me. I'm fine, I guess. But the point I'm trying to make is, I know where he's coming from. So this guy will probably tell me to wear a dress as well because I'm not tough looking enough.
For the safety of the quarterback.
Well, it might be a good idea to put dresses on all of them. That might help a little bit.
He said this because the week before, he was ejected for a late hit on a quarterback. Anyways, Jack Lambert would go on to revolutionize the middle linebacker position, which is odd considering he was a quarterback in high school who mostly focused on basketball. After being recruited to Kent State to play quarterback, because of his size and quickness, his sophomore year, he moved to the other side of the ball to play defensive end, and then eventually to middle linebacker. Here's an interesting fact. He was teammates with Alabama head coach Nick Saban. Saban was a defensive back, while Lambert played middle linebacker. Lambert had also gone to school to become a veterinarian. Yeah, imagine this dude taking care of your pet. To be fair, the dude was a nice guy off the field. As this article puts it, he's a quiet, extremely private man, a bird watcher and avid fisherman. He spent much of his off seasons ensuring greater privacy by building himself a country retreat about 40 miles northeast of the city. So a nice, quiet guy off the field, but on the field, that's a whole different story. His career at Kent State was successful enough to be drafted by the Steelers in 1974, but NFL scouts had concerns about his size and didn't believe his skill set would translate to the next level. But the Steelers saw potential in him. They had plans to play him at outside linebacker. Entering training camp, Jack Lambert was 6'4" and only weighed 205 pounds. He was so slender, when one of the Steelers administrators saw him for the first time, he told the coaches, "Oh, there's another wasted pick." Another thing about Jack, he didn't look crazy when he first got to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
he
he
was
looks
actually a decent looking guy.
I mean, look at this guy. This guy is a good looking guy now. Like, how did he become the ugly? Like, most of the time when people call someone ugly, like, I think most people, if they are groomed well enough, they will look good. Like, look at this guy. This guy looks like a chant, like you guys call it in the United States. White guys that are great looking, chant. And black guys that are great looking, Tyrones or whatever. I used to see that stuff online. It's just so funny. This guy looks like a chant to me. Like, it doesn't look ugly.
The iconic toothless image of Jack Lambert started in his childhood. He had 4 teeth knocked out while playing basketball. The dentist would give him removable dentures. His mom says when he lost his dentures while swimming, he stayed out of school until the dentist made him a replacement. He hated the look that much. He wears his dentures at all times, except when he was on the field. During his rookie year, he was a backup outside linebacker. But fate would have it that the starting middle linebacker Henry Davis would suffer an injury. The Steelers decided to try something out and put Jack at middle linebacker. This would end up being one of the greatest moves in NFL history. He would go on to win Defensive Rookie of the Year and help lead the Steelers to their first Super Bowl victory. Here's how Jack Lambert revolutionized the position. Before this, the prototypical middle linebacker was the mold of a Dick Butkus or Ray Nitschke, a big, mean, downhill run stopper. Jack Lambert was smaller, faster, quicker, and his versatility would allow him to drop back in coverage, cover sideline to sideline.
Not just that, his ugly looking face also helps as well.
And make any tackle. Having a defense focus on the middle linebacker being this versatile in the pass and run game became known as the Tampa 2, and Lambert was perfect for it. And even though he was a smaller linebacker, he could still light people up, and he prided himself on it. He was out there for blood and demanded the respect of other players.
I don't care that my opponents like me. I care that they respect me, though.
His famous look wasn't the reason he was a great linebacker, but it sure
Are you sure
adds to
about
the
that?
intimidation factor.
Yeah,
When he
it
wasn't
does.
in the game, he would sit alone on the end of the bench, his breath steaming out from underneath the towel that was draped over his head. Plus, if you played against him, he hated you, and he would let it be known. During the '76 Super Bowl, the Steelers kicker missed a crucial field goal, and one of the Cowboys players, Cliff Harris, thanked him for missing the field goal. And Jack Lambert did not like that. Another time, Bengals running back Archie Griffin has an interesting story about when he was blocking Jack Lambert.
And I went at Jack with a great deal of intensity, and I caught him with a great block. Hit him with the best block of my entire professional career. Got back to the huddle. To my surprise, the next play called was the same play, toss sweep to the fullback. When I got out there wide to right, I looked down inside to see where Jack was lined up because I wanted to make sure that I would take the same approach to him that I'd taken the play before. But when I looked down inside, I noticed that Jack was staring right back at me. As soon as the ball snapped, I went after Jack with the same intensity that I'd gone after him to play before. This time I got right into his face, ready to explode into another great block, but wham! He hit me with a forearm that you cannot believe, lifted me up, put me flat on my back, went across the line of scrimmage, and tackled Pete Johnson for a 3-yard loss. Well, after the play was over, I was still lying on the ground because Jack had hit me so hard he had put me in a daze. And Jack saw me lying there, and he walked over to me, stood over the top of me, looked down at me, and he said, "Griffin, if you ever try to block me again, I'll bite your head off."
Unfortunately for Jack,
Vampire.
what he was great at was overshadowed by his image. According to fellow teammates and former coaches, everyone raved about how perfect the dude's technique was. His football IQ was off the charts, and being that great, along with a multitude of other great players, is why they won 4 Super Bowls. He led the team in tackles year in and year out. He averaged 146 per season through his 10th year. In the real world, he's a nice dude, a deputy wildlife officer who coaches a bit of youth sports. A lot of people talk about how nice of a guy he is, but don't get me wrong, you don't want to piss the guy off. So the number Jack wore, number 58, is unofficially retired by the team. This means technically a player can choose number 58, but just some advice, I wouldn't do that. When Lambert retired, he reportedly told the equipment manager he was not to issue out his number. And apparently, the equipment manager just ignored Lambert and tried to issue out the number anyway. And when Lambert found this out, he later fought the equipment manager outside of the facility because he tried to give out his number.
Really?
Interference! Are you told?
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of disappointed because I expected to see some very, very hideous looking man. But the only thing I'm seeing there is just that he lost his teeth. That's just what I'm seeing. Like, I'm not really seeing anything that is out of the ordinary there. I think even someone like me, if I were to lose all my front teeth, I would look hideous as well. I know. I mean, no, like I think that is a bit that's a bit insulting to this guy. Seriously, like I just feel like from his pictures when his mouth is closed, he looks like a good-looking, child-looking guy. He's tall, he's rough-looking. I mean, this is not what women like. Women don't like soft guys, right? So I don't. Or they like some soft guys, but yeah, you have to have some edge to you. But whatever. The point I'm trying to make is that it doesn't look as ugly as I thought. I mean, from the thumbnail and from the title, the ugliest player in NFL history, you would be expecting to see some hideous-looking, alien-looking person. But this guy just looks like a guy that is a normal-looking man, even good-looking man, who just had some rough childhood. Seriously, like I don't really say anything incredibly out of the ordinary about this guy, to be honest with you. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think about the video? It's just so funny, seriously. When I saw the title, I was just laughing. Guys, I was laughing more than this. I was just laughing because nobody told me to check out this video. I just stumbled on it and I'm like, oh? I have to check this out. Let me see who this person is. But for what I'm seeing, it's not really that bad. Anyway, it's not that bad. I'll see you guys on the next one. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace.